Down. 50, plant. Ready?
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On second down, it's Elliott. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
From the gun on third down, Eason. Wide open receiver complete. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
Yo, cheetah. Let it go.
Throwing on first down, Eason. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was Darnell Savage that time who was able to knock it away.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26.
First and 10 at the 26-yard base. X3, 218, chopper. Let's go.
On first and 10, Eason. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and 10. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Murray going to try to throw on third down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jalen Smith in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to fourth down. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Elliott, and he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Ready, 70, Indy. Left, watch left. Wild Bill. Hey. Play.
To throw on 2nd down, Eason. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 17. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Cowboys' 18-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. You know they'd love nothing more than to get a 3-and-out here after having the interception.
And it also tells you a little bit about how they feel about their leader, right? Their quarterback throws an interception in the previous series. They're trying to help him out here with a big stand.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Breida with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, Charlie.
To throw again. Eason, flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jared Davis. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Yo, go! Get it!
Throwing on 3rd and long. Eason looking deep downfield. And got his man complete. And they get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. A first down carry by Elliott. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
60 Pittsburgh. Go. Jet bomber.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Eason escaping the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? He's having to run with a running back or a tight end. In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Get him, boy!
Ready? 54, right there. 54, Mike. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Hey, we got to get this stop here.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He is going to find Hill here. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Touchdown, Falcons. Tyreek Hill, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. They'll run with Elliott, and a nice move will yield nothing as he stopped behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Give me some. Give me some.
To throw on 2nd down, Eason. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 31-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Go.
From the gun, Eason. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st. Back to throw. Eason toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Eason steps away to his left. And it'll be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. A throw he probably shouldn't have made, rolling left and then throwing back across the field.
And when you do that and you're rolling towards the sideline, you cut down your field in a big way significantly. And the guys who play in the 2nd and the 3rd level, those linebackers and DBs, they know that. And they know they don't have nearly as much space to cover. And they're hoping you try and throw it back towards the middle.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Jim. Tighten up.
2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the 2nd half gets underway.
We got this.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They built a good 1st half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on here.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Falcons. Matt Breida with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the 2nd half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the 2nd half.
Let's go, Troy.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the 2nd half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Check your hot read.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the...
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Reuben Foster picks it, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flushed out right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up 2nd down.
Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Here we go. 50's the mark. 50's the mark. Not today, you want. Not today.
They'll look to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? You can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Check. Check hot route. Hot. Check 99. Check 99.
61. Matchbox lights. Put up.
2nd and 4. And my goodness, another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 miles.
Back to throw here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now, this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found it. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Clelin Ferrell. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he ggets in there to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Looking to throw. Eason. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Third and 13.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter play. The Cowboys on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be third and 13.
3 down, 3 down. Check, crouch.
Hey, Sam off.
Whip. Watch the whip.
Hey, high 7.
He's coming, double up. Check 3.
Ready.
Back to throw. Eason. Buying time, and he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Clelin Ferrell, his second sack of the night.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. They run again with Breida. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it. They've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying and carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And able to find a little space. He gets this up over the 15 to the 16. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Eason. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Set, ready? 60 out more.
It's our field. It's our field.
Hey, Alpha.
44 is Mike. 44 is Mike. Check. I got you.
Snap.
On 1st down, Eason. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A first throw for the backup Griffin. Being chased out left. He's going to take off with it, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Fofo's to Mike. Mike's Fofo. What we got? 44 is Mike. 44 is Mike. Check. Time to go.
4th down. Here's RG3. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Flush to his right. And going deep for... And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Falcons. Tyreek Hill. 87 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. and that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say we'll get better as we go forward.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, but it'll be second down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
44, Mike, 44. Check.
Second and 10 now. Griffin. He's going to let it fly. And this is taken in at the 5. A big play here for Dallas. 56 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Come on, D. 44 to Mike.
Once again, Griffin forced out to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Here's Griffin. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta.